We're joined by Marissa Langeni, CEO of SA Hockey. Marissa, thank you very much for joining us. I know we had you on Tuesday. Once again, we'd like to apologize because we had promised our viewers out there that you were coming in, but obviously some things happens, live television and such. Let's start right there. Great hockey spectacle coming once again to the shores of South Africa. I've always loved, going to Randburg, but this time around it's for bigger stakes, so to speak.
Absolutely, and as you said, it's just down the road, so we hope to see you. We will be at Wits Hockey Stadium, not our usual spot, but I think we've put in some really great infrastructure, so a real surprise for hockey fans.
Great deal having, what does it mean, having these in South Africa? Because you've got the world's biggest teams. Well, in fact, you've got the world basically, it's like a mini World Cup, if I can call it that, right here on our shores.
Absolutely. I think for us, it's a real treat in South Africa. Generally, our teams are always traveling offshore, traveling to other parts of the world, and the South African hockey fans don't get an opportunity to be able to watch it live and to watch it on home soil. So for us, an absolute treat, having, as you say, a mini World Cup right on our doorstep.
The importance, again, for the game back home. Hockey, I know over there has struggled, where be it having qualified Africa to go to Olympics or World Cups. We get out there, sometimes we don't do as well. The importance of actually being here at home, having these big teams, playing, fair enough, for high stakes, but it's the exposure at the end of the day, because if you don't play, then you don't know how good you are and you don't know where to improve. Eventually, that's what we want.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that score. I think the opportunity of our teams actually playing the best teams in the world is something that everybody's looking for. To be able to play the Germanys, the Englands, the USAs right here, that's what we're looking for. And to give our players the opportunity to actually test their own skills against the best in the world. And as you said, whether we qualify through Africa or through the world, for us it's still top level hockey. In terms of African teams, we also have Egypt men here. Yeah. So a very, very interesting
can't stand
time
those Egyptians. If there's two teams I can't stand, the Egyptians and the Australians.
We have them both.
SA, ranked 15, Belgium, Germany, Ireland, Egypt, first up.
Yes, yes. We're looking forward to it. I think it's always interesting to get the best teams under our belts as soon as possible, and the team can then have the opportunity to have a look at what they need to improve on, to look forward to the next game. So I know that our coaching staff are absolutely reveling at this opportunity to play those big names right here.
Let's look at the groups now. Here are the two logs. We're going to try and ask our director to put them on screen so we can have a look quick, see, and actually chat about them. The women's teams, South Africa, Argentina, Chile, England, Germany, India, Ireland, Japan, Poland, and the USA. I counted at least about 7 teams there who, I'm not going to say it would be tough to beat, but obviously they are world beaters in their own right. So it's going to be, the ladies will be up against it.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be very challenging. I think that we've been able to pull off a couple of surprises over the years. If you recall, in 2011, we played the Olympic qualifier in India, and India was our biggest contender at that event. So I think that they're here to pull a few surprises on us. And if you recall that fantastic score in London 2012 versus USA, 7-0. So we're expecting some surprises. It is a very tough competition. And Argentina, one of the best in the world, England, Germany. So it is a very tough competition. And I think that, whatever our teams can achieve, we'll be extremely pleased as South African hockey if we can make it into the quarterfinals. And then from there, anything can happen.
Nice thing though, in the group, there's no Australia, so I'm happy with that.
Yes, on the women's side, there is no Australia, but we still have Argentina and England, and they are in the top 5, as well as England, obviously with a large group of those players that were in Rio. So it's going to be a very tough competition, but I think our girls are up for it.
Yeah, India as well. They've always been one of those tough countries to play, both men and women's sides. Yes. So hockey after cricket, I think is close to a religion in that country. Yeah. In the men's draw, again, a tough one for our guys there.
Absolutely. I think they are looking forward to it as well. Playing Egypt, of course, on home soil, that's what we really love. But as you said, also a very tough group of nations. You've also got someone like New Zealand that's in there that always is on top of their game. Yeah. Germany travel to South Africa at least once a year, so we have an opportunity to play them every January and February. They like to go down to Cape Town. So France, we haven't played them in a while, so we need to have a look. But Belgium, they've moved into top 4 positions, and it's going to be tight.
Yeah, you look at that, it's actually expected to be an exciting draw, whichever way it goes. Let's come back to South African hockey, back home on the home front. I've always maintained that, again, we want to be world beaters. I mean, the South Africans expect nothing less than that. Where are we in as far as the game locally as compared to some of those big names we have right there?
Yeah. I think where we would love to see some improvement in terms of what we can offer on a South African soil is to have a centralized program. A lot of these countries that you see here are now playing professional. So we are still in the amateur stakes, and we would like to be in a situation where we can change that. We've had a small start in terms of the Premier Hockey League that was launched last year with the assistance of the Department of Sport and Recreation. So that's a good opportunity for us to start building a base of players, because we look at over 120 top players in the country that participate in the Premier Hockey League. So that is one of our stepping stones to trying to bridge this high performance gap between what's happening in South Africa as well as the rest of the world.
Yeah. Marissa, we're running out of time. We've got about literally a minute left on the program. I'm going to ask our director, there's a graphic we had earlier. If somebody wants to come down, what do they do to come to watch and support Team South Africa, of course?
Please, we'd love to see everybody at Wits. I think everybody's been talking about filling different stadiums. Please fill Wits. And tickets are available online at hockeyworldleague.nu with a U, nutickets.co.za. Very affordable at 50 Rand and 75 Rand tickets. I think everybody can afford to come and support the South African teams. Tickets are also available at the gate. So if people can't purchase online, they can also get them at the gate.
I hope my boss is listening. We can't go there and ask for accreditation. Must pay some money.
We expect to see you either which way.
Marissa Lange, the CEO of Hockey South Africa, thank you indeed for joining us. Unfortunately, we've run out of time.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure speaking sports. It's a Friday, so it's sporting weekend to you. Beginning this weekend? Yep.
Yeah.
Big week ahead for you guys.
Let's do it.
Much appreciated. Unfortunately, that's where we have to come to the end of the show. Marissa Lange joining me right on the show saying, well, go out and support Team South Africa, SA Hockey Association, and of course, the Hockey World League semi-finals taking place right here at home. That's it for me. See you next week. Simon Burke is back on Sports Live on Weekend Sports, SABC, in fact, at SABC Sports Live. Twitter handle, Sports Live at SABC.co.za is our email address. Can also log on to www.sabc.co.za/news. At SABC News Online is our Twitter handle. Claire is getting ready to follow you back if you do. Stay with us on SABC News Channel 4. Your world is back at the top of the hour. And myself and the team, you have yourself a good weekend. Bye-bye.